Hey everybody, Bill Shaka here. Welcome to another edition of the 5-Minute Motivator. Welcome to Tamarindo, Costa Rica. We are in the midst of high summer here and it is absolutely spectacular. It is so spectacular that I've actually taken a break from drinking my second pot of coffee and just experiencing this glorious morning to record another 5-Minute Motivator. So we'll keep this nice and short so I can get back to experiencing the beauty of the day. Today I would like to talk about layers of leadership and their subsequent responsibilities. And I have a kind of a moral at the end of the story here. Okay, what do executives do in a company? Well, I mean, obviously they control a lot of different things, but one of an executive's primary role is to develop vision. That's what executives do. They should get together, develop a vision, and then move toward that vision. Subsequently take maybe yearly swaths of that vision and developing yearly visions to move toward the vision. Okay, then what do middle managers do? Well, middle managers take that vision and they should be able to translate it into objectives. And the notion of what they're doing is showing the path to that vision. Well, then what does lower managers do? They actually take those objectives and they concretize them, they solidify them, they get them to the point where an employee could open up their calendar system and see action steps for moving toward the objective, which is moving toward the vision. So there's this dovetail approach to business that a lot of people do not necessarily see. From executives' vision to middle management objective, and then finally to developing action steps. And we need to keep that into consideration because those are primary responsibilities of an organization. So, you know, upper management, I'll give you an example that I use from my other channel, Crush Your Company's Quota. Upper management might say that what we are, the vision for this year is to expand market share by 5%. Or I'm sorry, is just simply to expand market share. Middle management will take that and say, well, why don't we do that by 5%? That's a good expansion. And lower management will say, okay, if we need to do that, then we need to make 1,000 more cold calls to allow a 5% expansion, which means every salesperson is responsible for 5 or 7 more calls per day or per week. So we've taken it and we've broken it down. But there's another aspect that combines or is a common thread between executive, middle, and lower level management, and it's this. If you really think about what your job is developing people to their highest potential. You know, I used to own a chain of donut shops, and it was not unusual for me to go to, well, I used to go to all the shops several times a day, which is why I ballooned up to 285 pounds. You know, you taste a little donut at each shop, and before you realize it, you're 8 or 10 donuts for the day into it. Anyway, I would meet with a lot of local business luminaries who would come in for a coffee and a donut or whatever. We'd sit and talk, and you know, whenever they asked me what kind of business I was in, I said, well, what kind of business? I would ask them, what kind of business do you think I'm in? And they would say something to the effect, that's easy, you schlep donuts. I said, no, I'm not in the donut business. I said, that's funny, you have 6 shops. I just figured it was a donut business. Don't tell me it's specialty coffee. I said, no, it's not specialty coffee. Well, are you in the breakfast sandwich business? I said, no, I'm not in the breakfast sandwich business either. I'm in the business of developing people. I have taken individuals that were minimum wage people and I've converted them into $35,000 a year management salaries, controlling $100,000 a month enterprise, a $1.2 million business. Not bad for somebody who a year ago was a minimum wage worker. So you see, my role in the organization is to develop people. And I think, folks, that once we start to develop that as a criteria toward management, what we're trying to accomplish, we will start to see leadership through a different lens. Of course, it's vision formulation, it's objective formulation, it's strategy and tactic formulation. It's all part of it. But developing our people first should be at the foremost of our abilities to be a leader, developing our people. Hint, it makes our job a lot easier. More experienced people we have, the easier our job becomes. Bill Shaka, thanking you for your time. Looking forward to seeing you in another edition of the 5 Minute Motivator.